all, Jamie here, and today I thought we'd have a little demo of a quick card. I'm going to be working with our Ice Gold Pearl card. This comes in packs of 10 and value packs of 100. They're A4 sheets and it has got the most beautiful golden pearlescent hue to it. I've gone ahead and I've done some die cutting here using our Cosmos flower die set and our Cosmos leaf set. Now with our flowers, as these cut, they also deboss beautiful detail onto the petals. So if we bring in some inks and highlight that texture, it will of course colour the top layer but leave those veins in place as the white of the pearl. So I'm using our quick dry pigment inks here. I've used the chameleon green over the foliage and I'm using the squirrel red over the tops of the flowers. Once I've done all my colouring and I've let that dry, I'm then going to use a bone folder to go ahead and round out the petals of each of these flowers, just so I can build them up. Now there's many ways in which we could be shaping these, but I do like the rounded ones when we're colouring the pearlescent because the light will hit the flowers in different places and you'll see that shimmer of gold come through along with the pearl and of course the colours of the inks. So they just look really, really pretty. Now with this project I wasn't too sure where I was heading with this. I didn't know how many flowers I would need, and once I'd made a few I thought I'd start playing around with the foliage to make up a little display and hopefully give me a bit of guidance on where I wanted to go with my card. I really like this sort of crest of free, so I decided that was where we was going to aim for, and I've bought in another piece of the Ice Gold Pearl card and I'm going to stamp our lattice stamp over this. Now this is one of our pattern match DL stamps, so I can move it down and then reapply the stamp to make up a larger background, and I'm stamping with our brushed gold metallic ink. Once I've done that and let it dry, which is quite a funny one because I didn't quite let it dry, so I did smudge it a little, so do be patient, but I'm going to cut the lattice panel down to 6 3/4 inches. I've then cut another pearl panel at 7 inches, which I'm going to edge in gold, and one at 7 1/4 inches, which I'm going to edge in the red, which again are of course our ink pads. Once I've done this so that they all coordinate with the items on the top, we're going to start bringing in our glues and adding them together. So we're going to work on top of a card blank which is approximately 7.5 inches by 7.5 inches. We're going to place our first red layer down flat. We're then going to bring in our 1mm foam tape, which is great because these are our large 50-meter rolls. It's a great value and it's easy tear, so you can see I'm not even cutting it, I'm just tearing it and sticking it on to build up my layers. I've then brought in some more little foam pad squares that I've sort of ripped off and I'm placing on my flowers into kind of that arc that we set out before. And I'm then bringing in the foliage pieces, giving them a bit of a twist and shape, and then adding those in again with a clear drying glue. Now I'd like to remove some of the pieces off of these, so you've got different sizes. Never be afraid to sort of take bits off of branches or use the individual pieces of them to add in more texture and depth, and so it's not too repetitive. Once I'd done that with the main fern style foliage, I decided really that I needed a bit more foliage in there to build up my sort of effect I was after. So I've gone back to the other pieces from the same Cosmos foliage set, and these are more sort of the skinny branches as such. So I've brought those in and I've laid these over the top of the ferns. It just gives more depth, and the ferns still keep their width at the base, but it gives more height and texture to what we're doing. I've then got our circular sayings, and I'm using the With Love, which I've cut from our gold mirror card, and I'm using the fluted edge as well. I'm going to take some of our clear drying glue and I'm going to place that out, and I'm going to use my applicator to go across the back of that and pick it up. I've now brought in a Q-tip or a cotton earbud, and I'm picking up the ink and I'm going in and colouring the heart on that. So again, our squirrel red ink, if you've never used one of the little Q-tips or cotton earbuds to do colouring with, they can be really good at getting into delicate areas like that little heart. I've then used my 1mm foam tape again to place that With Love in place, and I've brought in one of our elegant butterflies just to add on to the top there. I've got a little bit of a smudge on my lattice, so that helped cover it up, and it's kind of nice because it looks like it's laying on top of the With Love. Then added a little bow just as a finishing touch to complete this project. If you've fallen in love with any of the items from today's video, you can find them at one of our amazing stockists. Pop on to www.jamierodgerscrafts.com and check out the stockist list. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.